Howdy, Aggs. The era that was Jimbo Fisher has come to an end, thankfully. I know you're probably thinking I'm a little bit too excited for this to have been a loss to LSU, 42-30, but a weight's been lifted off of my shoulders. I hope it's been lifted off for you too. I hope you're feeling like you can breathe again. Maybe you can kind of see some hope at the end of the tunnel. The loss hurts, it does sting, but now that I've processed through that, I'm feeling a lot better. And I'm excited for what's going to be happening in the near future. So if you're just now joining me, this is the AggieCentral Walk and Talk. I do this after each game. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you all throughout this season being with me. And I'm very thankful to have had you with me the whole year. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly from this game, and then talk about the future, because the future is the most exciting, place to be with this right now. So we're transitioning away, coach to be named in a couple days, hopefully. Maybe within a week, who knows. And then what that's going to bring, the new life that will bring to the program, the renewal that will take place, something we all need right now. And the healing, if you will, from everything that we've been through over the last 6 years is very much needed, I think, within the Aggie community right now. I know it is for me. So, but the game was very almost poetic. And it was kind of the tale of two teams, which was like saying that the team with Jimbo and the team without Jimbo. The first half was amazing. Jalen Henderson was amazing. QB3 was amazing. How is that possible? Like, we've had this guy on the bench the whole time. Sure, he wasn't perfect, but he hasn't practiced that much either. He's been on the practice squad. And part of Jimbo's legacy will be that he wasn't able to find a quarterback for so long. Nothing that was very stable, even with Kellen Mond. He didn't have that guy until he was like a senior. So how was he able to do that? I think what you saw was how this team is going to operate when they're not being suffocated. And I'm excited about that. Sorry, I'm really excited to see what this team can do when it's completely open. I hope the next guy is ready to let them cook. I would love to see what Patrino could do with a full off season without Jimbo looming over his shoulder. Yes, Patrino probably called the plays, but I don't think he was calling his plays. I think he was calling Jimbo's plays, and those plays are limiting. And I think that's what's been happening to this team all year long. I think they've been just limited in ways, some that we know, some that we can see on the field, but others behind the scene. That's the bad part, y'all. The good part is that, a person like Jalen Henderson was able to come in and flourish, a transfer, and do something like 16 of 20 in the first half, 150 plus yards, a TD, no interceptions. If somebody like that is able to do that against the number 14 team, what can the rest of them do with a full off season? To me, the possibilities with something like that are endless, and that's why I'm excited. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm ready for the healing that's going to take place from that, from what these players probably need, the frustrations that they've got having been in this system for so long. I think it's a big deal. I'm really excited to see who the new coach is going to be, but until then, let's hope the administration has got it right. This is the part for me where the bad comes in a little bit. We could talk about the players and some of the things that they did. Yes, the defense had its struggles in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter. I think this is where we saw the suffocation come back. This is where we saw Jimbo rear his head again. You can't just coach this stuff out of them in 2 weeks. It will probably take some time. That's the bad part. And along with that is going to come some tough decisions, like who is going to stay on and who is going to go. Somebody like E-Rob, I hope they stay. I'd love to see Patrino get another shot at it. Durkin, probably somewhere in the middle. Started going back to the three-man front. Guys in the secondary didn't know what to do. They looked lost, couldn't cover. That's what ended up losing us the game. And those things are going to be things we're going to have to decide whether or not we're going to keep. I think Damian Craig's the DB coach, and I don't see a way we hold on to that guy if I've got the right name. Same thing with Adazio. Offensive line played better in the first half, but kind of reverted back again also in the fourth quarter. Now, maybe some reasons for that, but still tough decisions. I don't like those, but they are going to have to happen. And with the limitations being lifted, this team can probably perform so much higher. We were almost 8-4 with this team, the way that they had been playing. If they had played like that through 3 quarters for the entire season, what could this team have done? I hate to ask that question because, it gets into the sort of the moral victory aspect of things and the what ifs and, transitive property stuff, but whatever. There's still some truth to it that they had been held back and the air in the room had been lifted. And so they played like it, and they played up to their potential finally. But bad habits came back in the fourth quarter. That's the bad part. So we've got to make some changes. The right changes have to be made. When the coach comes in, he'll make some of those decisions, but for the right decisions to be made there, the right coach has got to be brought in. I don't really have, say, a guy that's leading, in my opinion. I don't know enough about them, to be quite honest. I haven't been in the interviews. But what I will say is that it's important that the administration take care of this. Yes, it's on Bjork in large part, but I'm going to not pull shots here because this is his first hire, so I don't think it's on him as much. This is not Chancellor Sharp's first hire. This is not the first big decision that's come under his tenure. I believe this will be his third coaching hire. Someone, Jimbo, and whoever this third person is going to be. If it's even close to a whiff, I think we need new leadership. Sorry. Ross Bjork does not take a piss without getting permission from the president and from the chancellor. President's been pretty much non-existent because there's been so much volatility there. Can't hold that person accountable. The chancellor, Sharp, has been there. It's time for him to come through. The reason why this stings so much and the reason why this season has stung so much and reason why I'm so excited because the sting is kind of being lifted at this point is because you, me, and a whole bunch of other Aggies have been very faithful. We've supported through thick and thin. We've gave everything we've had, and it hasn't paid dividends. Why? Okay, when you give everything and the result's not there, it stings. We've given the same thing to Sharp. Blank checks all the way through. We gave blank checks, he gave blank plaques. And the follow-through just wasn't there. He's overextended us, he's been a part of that, and it's time for that to have follow-through. So it's on them to make sure that they get the right person in here for this job to make the right changes. And I don't think it's that complicated. I think you find a guy who wants to manage the team, who knows what they're talking about, who's going to let the coordinators cook, do their thing, and then who are going to develop players. Okay, I know that's being too simplistic, but is it too much to ask for somebody that's going to be adaptive, that's okay with not having everything go their way? Can you imagine how these players feel right now with this change on the forefront? I think it's going to breathe new life in them. I really hope it does. I know it is for me, just the way that I'm feeling, and I'm excited to get this taken care of and to move on from this, y'all. So that's the end of the regular season. We got one more game to go. Thanks for being with me. I'll definitely put something together for the bowl game, and then we'll do some things in the off season. Hopefully, make some things fun. But until then, enjoy the newness that's getting ready to happen. Enjoy the ride. Hopefully we can go out and get an 8th win for the season and salvage it, make it look decent, and then we'll have a new coach. And where we go from there, we'll see. But I'm excited. Thanks, y'all, for being with me this season. We'll catch you soon.